Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be playing some more Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Alright, so let's take a look at the party roster here. We have Yutulio in the Time Mage role here. Currently working on Haste. We are at 130 out of 200, I believe. So, another couple of battles there to complete that. Next we have Tud in the fighter role here, working on Far Fist. Looks like another couple battles for that as well. Aldina, we switched over to the fencer role. She is working on Featherblow, I believe. Oh, Pierce Through. She needs 40 more points for that, and then she'll finish that as well as Reflex and Shield Bearer. Mog Blanc is in the Mog Knight role. In the last episode, we finished working on Mog Attack, as well as Last Haste and Shield Bearer. So we've got him working on Mog Aid to be able to heal himself and remove status effects. Linny is also in the Mog Knight role. I haven't been focusing too heavily on him since we have Mont Blanc in that role at the moment. Leticia is in the Summoner role here. It looks like she's working on Unicorn for healing and status curing effects. Kaif I have in the Gladiator role, working on Ultima Sword. That is a very powerful and very expensive ability. I don't know that Kaif will be able to use it just yet, but we are building up towards that. Nektu we have in the Fighter role, currently working on Strike Back and Air Blast, so that way we can counter attacks without being hit ourselves. And that is it at the moment for our main party. Let's take a look now at the clan missions we have. We have two of them currently active. First Bride is the first one. And the second one is Fiend Run. That's actually the first one we're going to do. The Monster Bank has contacted us, stating that some of their monsters have escaped from their kennels. So we need to go and capture them once again. Might be better to just let them go. So you can either choose the let go option or the capture option. Let go obviously will cause you to fail the mission, and it will be re-acceptable. So let's go ahead and go into the capture option here and see what we're up against. Ah, so we have some monsters we have not encountered yet. We have a red Ahriman, or Float-Eye as they're called. This is a new one, Rockvin. He is a big Malboro. There is a green variant as well. We have the blue Panther here and the red Goblin. I believe there are only 4 enemies in this match, so this might not be too bad. Now, if memory serves, the Malboro cannot be captured, but the red Goblin can, and I don't believe I have one of those at the moment. We will definitely take a look at that. We're going to need Yutulio for this. Let's get Eldina on the far side here. We'll have her doing red magic to try to slow the enemies down a bit. Got Mont Blanc in the front row. Leticia in the back. We'll skip Kaif for now because we want Nektu in there with the hunt secondaries. Now I am going to turn off the countering abilities here just so we don't accidentally defeat one of the monsters we plan to capture. Reflex on Eldina is fine. We will keep that for now. Damage to mana points on Tud. Alright, looks like we are pretty well set up. Let's take a look at the laws. No use of color magic or blades. Color magic makes it a little challenging for us. No use of white, black, red, or blue magic. Blades won't be too big of an issue. That simply means I won't be able to melee attack with Tud or Nektu. And probably also Mont Blanc, now that I think about it. But that's okay. We don't normally melee attack anyway, so let's go ahead and give this a shot. This is our chance. Let's capture them. Yes, let's indeed. Defeat all enemies to win. The Blue Panther's going to take a step down here. Looks like he's going to try to petrify Nektu. Right out of the gate. And he was successful. The Red Ahriman's going to go ahead and fly down to us. Looks like he's going to attempt an attack on Leticia. Or, I'm sorry, Eldina. But due to her reflex ability, she dodged it immediately. Red Goblin's going to go ahead and move over towards Mont Blanc here. 74% chance to hit for 47 damage. And it was a crit, 63. Alright, let's go ahead here and use Unicorn. This should remove the status effect on Nektu, breaking him out of the petrification that he's currently in. It seems that it was successful. Leticia has leveled up to level 11 now. Alright, let's go ahead and hit Nektu with haste. And since we're in a bit of a tight quarter here, let's go ahead and pull back a little bit. Alright, well, let's go ahead and have Tud take out the Panther, because he has the most troublesome abilities out of the group. We'll go ahead and throw an Air Render here, 54 damage, 70% chance to hit. Alright, well, let's go ahead and have Mont Blanc here swing around. If I were to do Mog Lance, it would only do 28 damage. Let's instead throw a dagger here. It'll also do 23 damage, but it has the added benefit of potentially disabling the enemy. Hit for 22. And we were successful with the disable action. Alright, well, let's go ahead and have Eldina attack the red Float-Eye. We have an 85% chance to do 37 damage. Now, she does have access to red magic. I could make use of that. I think I have a color magic card here. Unfortunately, I do not. Alright, we will have to make use of her other abilities. If we attempted a melee attack, it would do the same as what Pierce Through would do, except I believe Pierce Through might be a 2-tile ability. So we don't need that at the moment. Let's go ahead and just do a regular melee attack here. 85% chance to hit for 37 damage. And we were successful. 10 experience. Alright, on to the big Malboro. He's going to go ahead and go down the steps here. Nothing much for him to do at the moment. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and test out Nektu's capture ability to see if it triggers. It does not. That usually means one of two things. Either the enemy's health is not low enough for it to successfully go off, or you already have the monster and don't actually need it. So I'm going to err under the assumption that the enemy's health is just not low enough yet. It's a shame that I can't stand right here. I'd be able to hit both enemies with an attack at the same time. Alright, instead let's go ahead and just pull over to the side here, and we will hit the Blue Panther with an air render. 70% chance to hit for 46 damage. And we missed. Alright, time for the Blue Panther to take his turn here. He's going to move over next to Mont Blanc. 74% chance to hit. This could be fatal. And it was. Mont Blanc is down. Alright, let's go ahead and have Leticia throw some magic here. Trying to figure out where the best placement would be. She does have a fire vest equipped, so I could throw a fire magic right here. This would damage mana points if it were to hit Tud, so not a big concern there. Decent enough chance to hit the other two enemies, 70 and 73% chance respectively. Let's go ahead and fire it off. Well, we hit one of the two enemies. That Blue Panther's gotten quite lucky. I've missed a 74 and a 70% chance to hit so far. The red Float Eye is going to go ahead and attack the Atulio. Looks like it will be successful. 81 damage. That was quite the hit. That probably drained all of his mana, if I had to guess. Nothing for the Red Goblin to do here. Well, let's go ahead and have Nexu try one more time to capture. This will be the definitive answer to whether or not I have this monster. I have this monster already, so we don't need to worry about capturing him here. Let's go ahead and fire off an Air Blast. This will hit both enemies at the same time if we're lucky. Once again, a 70% chance to hit the Panther and an 87% chance to hit the Goblin. Can he dodge 3 in a row? Nope, got him this time. Alright, Utulio is out of mana. Let's go ahead and morph here into a snake. Alright, let's go ahead and back up with Tud here. We're going to go ahead and fire off a Far Fist. Once again, if we're lucky, this should hit both enemies. 87% chance to hit the Goblin, and 70% chance to hit the Panther once again. Alright, we've taken out the Goblin, and the Panther is at critical health. We missed with a melee attack. We had a 70% chance to hit the red Float Eye, but unfortunately we missed. Alright, nothing for the Malboro to do at the moment. Couldn't get close enough to attack. The Panther's going to go ahead and attempt an attack at the Summoner here, Leticia. 58 damage done. Nexu's speed has ended. Let's go ahead and step over to the Malboro here, and we're going to fire off an Air Blast. 70% chance to hit the Panther, 85% chance to hit the Malboro. And we hit both, taking the Panther out, leveling Nexu up, and earning him a Judge Point. Well, let's go ahead and have Leticia back up here. We're going to go ahead and fire off another fire attack. 93% chance to hit the Malboro for 23 damage. We missed ourselves, so no healing out of that, but we did do 30 damage to the Malboro. The Floatai, unfortunately you can't corner him, he can simply fly over you. So he's going to fly over behind Utulio, 93% chance to hit for 51 damage. All 2 mana points. Alright, let's go ahead and have Utulio back up here. Now, I could Doom and Charm, which has a 50% chance of success. Or I could do Poison Frog, which also has a 50% chance of success. I'm always more partial towards Poison Frog because I think it's a cool ability. And we were successful. Alright, let's go ahead and have Tud back up here and fire off an Air Render. 85% chance to hit for 57 damage. And we have the Malboro now at critical health. Nothing for Leticia to do at the moment. She is too far away, I believe. Oh, no, actually, we have Pierce Through, so we can hit from a second tile away. Let's go ahead and see what Pierce Through would look like damage-wise. 35 damage, 70% chance to hit. Why not? We hit for 35. That puts the enemy at almost no health. 4 remaining. He's going to go ahead and back up here. Looks like he's going to go for Leticia. 83% chance to hit for 63 damage. And he did. Critical. Fatal even. Taking Leticia out of the battle. No need to be concerned though. This battle is all but wrapped up. I just want to go ahead and try now to capture the Malboro. We have a 24% chance to succeed. So we've finally found the final monster race that we can capture. 24% chance to succeed here. Let's give it a try. We have failed on the first attempt. The Floatai has taken some damage there. It looks like he's going to attempt an attack on Utulio. 85% chance to hit for 1 damage, and missed. Another turn for Utulio. We are simply going to wait this out. I want to try to capture this Malboro since it's the first one that we've encountered so far. Alright, what does the judge say? Everybody's too close together. Let's go ahead and space out. And simply going to move and end his turn there. Nothing for Eldina to do yet. Let's go ahead and try once again with Nexu to capture this monster. 24% chance once again. Will we succeed? We've caught ourselves a purple Malboro. That means now there is only the green one left. That is a yellow card for using an ability that triggered a swing of the bladed weapon. However, that is 100% worth it. We will not fret over that one bit. Let's go ahead now and do Hand Slap. 85% chance to hit for fatal damage. This would bring the battle to a close. Six experience gained, as well as a judge point. Whew, that should get them back in the monster farm. And our penalty. No award. Alright. Fiend Run cleared. Due to our penalty, we will not receive any gold from this battle, but we did gain 40 ability points, so that makes it worth it. Pierce Through is now complete. We've also leveled up the negotiation skill. I definitely want the Addle card. I feel like that is a much better alternative to the Tier 1 Ice card. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a look at Eldina's abilities here. She just finished Pierce Through, so now we need to switch her back to Swarm Strike, so she can finish that up. That will then be the second Fencer ability, allowing her to once again freely switch between classes here. Now, once we finish working on the Swarm Strike ability from Fencer, we're going to switch over to Elementalist. The goal is to unlock the Summoner at some point. We also still need one White Mage ability. We have one from the Red Mage. She shares the Cure ability with the White Mage. But we still need one more after that, so need to put some more thought into what I want her to work on in the White Mage tree. For now, let's take a look at the mission board here. We need to finish Cursed Bride. Alright, looks like we need to defeat a snake. While I'm here, let me go ahead and check the clan turf. See if we have anything currently being contested. We do not. Alright, well, let's pop into the pub here. I want to double check to see if there are any send away missions that require battles be performed. Yes, we have one that will require the completion of 3 battles. Now, Nektu has a long way to go for his abilities here. Let's go ahead and send him out on this mission. It will require the neighbor pin, but it will earn us the Justice Badge and a Flame Shield. Please retrieve Estel's heirloom from the HQ of the Greedy Neighbor Merchant Network. Justice must be done. Fargo, Ally of Justice. Well, let's go ahead and send Nektu out on that mission. Alright, so let's find out where our battle is to take place. Not seeing it yet. Ah, here we are. We need to go up to the Elut Sands. Alright, and let's see what battle awaits us. Alright, we have one blue snake here. Laws currently forbid, two of my favorite abilities. No use of Time Magic or Frog. Now, Frog could actually be to our benefit here. Level 26. Wow. This is a very powerful enemy. This is going to be a tough fight. Well, let's go ahead and set up here. Now the question is how many characters we can bring along for this battle. We can only have 4. So now the question is, do I want Leticia in this fight, or do I want Mont Blanc? Yeah, well, let's go ahead and switch Leticia out for Mont Blanc here. I'm going to try to use him to disable the enemy. Alright, well, let's go ahead and kick it off. No! No one can see me like this and live! The bride became a monster? Or else? Defeat the boss. Alright, so the boss is going to go and take her turn. She's going to go ahead and move forward here. It looks like she's going to fire off a health reduction ability. And missed on all three of her targets. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is remove the frog law, because that is going to be most likely the way that we win this. Let's go ahead and switch over to a snake. Alright, I don't think Utulio will be in much danger, having access to the damage mana points. Reaction. Let's go ahead and have Tud fire off an air render, see what kind of damage we're looking at. 28 damage, 88% chance to hit here. Why not? We have the boss now down to 200 even, I believe. Alright, well, let's go ahead and try to throw a dagger here. 75% chance to hit. This would only do 2 damage, but it carries the chance to disable the boss. If we succeed here, this could be big. 2 damage successful, 40 experience gained. This could be a quick way to level up here. We'll just keep smacking the boss for little to no damage. Of course, we have to hit for that to happen, though. Boss is going to go ahead and take her turn. She's going to simply move away. She can't do anything else. Alright, let's go ahead and try a poison frog. We have a 50% chance to hit with this. We have a blue snake turning a blue snake into a frog. A green frog at that. 36 experience gained. On to Tud now. We'll go ahead and do a regular melee attack. Look at that. Defenses nullified due to frog shape. So we have an 88% chance now to do 90 damage with a regular melee attack. We hit for 85, gained 38 experience, and Tud has leveled up. Let's go ahead and move out of the way here, just so our next character in the rotation can get into position. We'll go ahead and have Mont Blanc here fire off a firebomb. 88% chance to hit for 48 damage. And we were successful. 38 experience gained. Go ahead and have Eldina step over behind the frog. 88% chance to hit for 43 damage. And we were successful this time, gaining 40 experience points. And the frog has been defeated. Alright, Cursed Bride cleared. We got 8,200 gold, 40 ability points, and we got the last letter. That is a unique weapon. I don't believe it has any specials to it, but it is definitely interesting to have. Tud has mastered Far Fist, Utulio has mastered Haste, Eldina has mastered Reflex, Swarm Strike, and Shield Bearer. Our clan has leveled up. Very nice. Couple of stat bonuses there. We have a steel card here. We don't currently have access to steel, so let's go ahead and swap one of our cards off here. We'll trade Blind. I'm sorry, Bind. A new clan member is asked to join. John the Black Mage. Sorry, friend. I don't have the space at the moment. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the new weapon we've just obtained. The Last Letter. This is a 45 weapon attack item. It also gives 2 to speed and 3 to evasion. Now that Iatulio has mastered haste, let's go ahead and swap him back over to the Morpher role. We're going to go ahead and give him the Malboro Soul so we can start working on the final ability that he will be learning in this job class. Alright, we are set. Now, the question is, what do we want for our secondary? Probably won't use it much, whatever we choose. Let's go ahead and put Time Magic back on there. Alright, we are set there. We'll put Strike back on counter. Reflex is fine. Block arrows is fine. Nexu we can't change anything with because he is still on deployment. Kaif has counter already, no need to be concerned with that. Ah, I did however forget to check the abilities. So Tud has mastered Air Render, Far Fist, and Air Blast. Let's see if there's anything else that we want him to work on. I think he has Rush already. No, he does not. So we will go ahead and work on Rush. Mont Blanc is still doing his thing. Eldina has mastered her second ability here. So let's go ahead and switch over to the White Mage. We're going to give her the Protection Staff. Now, as far as White Mage goes, I definitely want to make sure that I pick up the White Robe. This will give Turbo Mana Points as a support ability. And what Turbo Mana Points does is it uses additional mana points to increase the effectiveness of spells. So, healing spells will heal for more, damage spells will deal more damage. Now, I'm not going to put that on at the moment, simply going to equip the robe to get started. And that is a 300 mana point item. So instead of just working on protection, which is a 100 point ability, I'm instead going to equip the Spring Staff. That is a 300 point maximum tier cure. So once they are both done, we'll move on to the next class for her. Leticia is still working on Unicorn. Nexu's on deployment. So I believe that is everyone. Alright, well, let's go ahead and head back to the pub here. Take a look at any more missions that might be available. Before we do that, I do want to double check the monster bank here. Alright, so we're missing one Flan, one Drake. Oh, right, we're also missing the Blue Bomb. And the Green Malboro. And that's it. 4 monsters left to capture. Let's go ahead and hop into the pub here. Alright, nothing really to take as far as send away missions at the moment. Let's go take a look at the jobs for combat here. Royal Ruins. There are some ruins in Nargai Cave that date from when Golden Gill was still in currency. Just think, what if some is left? Mina, street here, courier. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Just to be on the safe side, since we're starting to get into tougher missions now, we're going to go ahead and send a couple of items along with us to increase our defense. Alright, so the flowers would increase our lightning damage. The sprinkler would increase water and ice. Ahriman Eye would be the power of dark. I'm going to send the crystal along. That will increase our resistance and our weapon attack. I know triangle is slightly stronger than circle, but as to its exact value, I don't quite know. Let's go ahead and try it out and see what happens. So that mission is down in Nargai Cave. Let's head on over. Alright, so first things first, we have the blue snake, we have a rock beast, we have a healer here, a fairy to be exact, and a red snake. So our first priority should be to try to take out both of the snakes. Let's see, we have no holy and no charge. So Mont Blanc will only be able to use regular melee attacks as well as his stunt abilities from the juggler. Now, I think Red Mage is a good secondary for Eldina to have, so we'll keep her the way she is. Now, with us not having Nektu at the moment, I believe the best setup is going to be having Kaif in the battle instead of Lyney. Lyney won't be able to perform any actions with the laws at the moment. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started. So this is where the ancient coins were found. Destroy all targets. Notice the wording there. I don't actually have to defeat all the enemies, simply the 2 targets at the top there. So I could leave this battle without defeating any of the other enemies. And seeing as they are all slightly higher level than me, that might be an eventuality. Looks like the blue snake's going to go ahead and take a melee attack here against Yatulio. It will succeed for 30 damage. The red snake is going to go ahead and move down here. Oh, I stand corrected. She's going to go ahead and cast Night. This has a chance to put any target on the battlefield to sleep. Luckily, it only hit 2 of mine, and roughly half of her allies. Alright, well, let's go ahead and have Leticia move up here. And we'll go ahead and fire off some fire damage. 65% chance to hit for 33 damage. And we missed. Alright, let's have Yatulio cast Haste on himself. And he's leveled up to 14. Let's go ahead and reposition here for next turn. Go ahead and have Tud move up top here. He's going to go ahead and fire off an Air Render. Oh, not that. Air Render. 83% chance to hit for 14 damage here. Not much else really that Tud can do. I don't want to strike at either of the sleeping targets because the next attack made against them, or action I should say, made against them, will be a 100% chance to hit. So I want to use that to my advantage. Alright, let's go ahead and have Mont Blanc here fire off a dagger. We have a 65% chance to hit. It'll only do 1 damage, but not to worry, we aren't going for the damage here. We have successfully landed the attack, and we were successful at the disable as well, just in time for his turn to come up. Nothing for him to do now. Alright, let's go ahead and have the Atulio morph into a snake. I'm sure you already know where this is going. We will wait right here. The red snake's going to go ahead and move down. Let's go ahead and have Leticia move up top here. And now seems like a good time to strike. Go ahead and drop some lightning damage here. 92% chance to hit the rock beast. Hopefully we hit the snake as well for a double shot. We did not. We did, however, do 32 damage to the rock beast, so that's not nothing. Let's go ahead and fire off a poison frog here. We're going to hit the blue snake first. That is a 100% chance to hit. Ten experience gained. Let's go ahead and move up top. With any luck, we'll be able to hit the fairy next, effectively removing both of them from the battle. Let's go ahead and have Tud here fire off an air blast. We'll hit both enemies, 83% and 50% chance respectively, so almost certainly we'll hit the rock beast. Ah, fantastic, we hit them both. The judge is going to take his turn here, nothing for him to do at the moment, he's simply going to back up. Alright, well, let's go ahead and have Mont Blanc move up here. We're going to once again throw a dagger, but this time at the red snake. 75% chance to hit for 16 damage. With any luck, we will disable the enemy, effectively making this a cakewalk. 17 damage there. The disable did not activate. Let's go ahead and fire off a poison frog here at the fairy. 100% chance to hit. Which is fantastic because normally hitting fairies with magic is almost impossible. Alright. And the Atulio is the first one to successfully make it into position. Alright, the red snake's going to go ahead and move over behind Mont Blanc here and attempt an attack. 87% chance to hit for 17 damage, and it was successful, firing off a counter. The counter missed. The rock beast is going to go ahead and take his turn. Unfortunately for him, he is disabled and cannot attack. So he will simply walk down and stare at Eldina. Or, I'm sorry, Leticia. Eldina's is still asleep. Let's go ahead and head up top here. We're going to go ahead and attack the red snake with our gladiator kite. Well, let's test out some magic here. If I were to fire off an ice attack, that would be a 75% chance to hit for 27. Strike with a bolt attack, that would be 75% chance at 27 as well. Same thing if we were to fire off some fire magic. Alright, so we have Air Render here, which will do 22. That's actually slightly less. Sure, why not? A bit cold, but that's the way it is. 25 damage. Well, let's go ahead and have Leticia here move up top. let's test a regular attack here. We have 24 damage with a regular lightning strike. Or 33 with a bigger spell. Let us instead go ahead and drop some magic here on the statues. 95% chance to hit for no damage. Okay. That is not what we want. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a blizzard here on our rock beast friend. 92% chance to hit for 24 damage. We hit for 22, gaining 14 experience. Let's go ahead and have Tud here go up top and break one of the statues. We'll throw an air render for 78 damage, 95% chance to hit. Right, one down and one to go. Alright, the fairy has woken up. Find herself a frog. She's going to go ahead and move up behind Mont Blanc and attempt a melee attack here. 87% chance to hit for 1 damage. It was successful, triggering a counterattack, which was also successful for 71 damage. It was critical, leaving the fairy at almost no health. Let's go ahead and... oh, that's right. Glad I thought about it before I performed the action. Charge is actually on the list of outlawed abilities at the moment, so we will not be using any of those. Instead, we're going to go ahead and throw another dagger here, 75% chance to hit the snake. 16 damage inflicted, down to critical health, and unable to perform any actions. Alright, the blue snake has woken up. Going to go ahead and attack Eldina here. 100% chance to hit for 1 damage. Reflex will not trigger because she is asleep. Alright, let's go ahead and have Iatulio hit the rock beast with frog. 90% chance to hit. We almost have a full team of enemies, comprised entirely of frogs. Alright, the only remaining non-frogged enemy is disabled and at critical health, so they will simply end their turn. Alright, we have access to Eldina here at the bottom. Nothing really much for her to do at the moment. Simply going to move towards the top and end turn. Alright, the Rock Beast Frog can now act once again. He's going to go ahead and head over towards Mont Blanc here and fire off an attack. 74% chance to hit for 1. It was a miss. Triggered a counterattack, which was also a miss. Alright, well, let's go ahead and have Kaif head up top here and end this battle by breaking the final statue. 95% chance to hit for 29 damage, which is just enough. A switch. The door is opening. Alright, Royal Ruins cleared. 40 ability points and 7,000 gold there. We also got an R1 anti-law. And the Venus Blade, due to leveling up our combat skill to 15. Alright, so we definitely want the R1 anti-law. That'll work across the board on any forbidden law of that tier. Now the question is, do I have anything to replace? Yes, let's go ahead and replace one of our poisons. Slow is a tier 3. It's not better than either of the ones that I have, so we'll go ahead and throw it away. Let's go ahead and head up to the card keeper here and see if we can get access to any color magic or anything else that I don't currently have that I'm using. It looks like you're in need of my help. These are all the cards I have right now. Interested in any? I can't say that I am. Looks like most of the stuff that Easel has in stock here are things that I don't often do. I will, however, pick up Bind, simply to make some space here. Rate of 4. We can trade Adel straight up, a 1-for-1 trade. We could pick up Holy as well. Oh, I already have one. Never mind. Do we have any slows? We have 2 of those. Alright. Don't really think I need anything else, so we will hop out of there. Alright, and that brings us to the end of today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps my channel out a lot. Or if you're interested in checking me out on Twitch, please feel free to drop by and drop me a follow. I do stream 5 days a week from Tuesday to Thursday, Saturday and Sunday from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. EST. If you miss me one day, don't fret, feel free to drop in the next. Alright, until next time.